Alright, so as usual, I'm having a bit of trouble with Estelle in here because he is clearly harder than the one from Ronnie's questline. So we're just gonna head over to good old Dynasty Mausoleum. Just set a marker right around here and you'll be good to go. Once you're out here, hop on torrents. And then if I can, I'm gonna see if I can mark on the map. Alright, whatever. It would have been nice to show you where the enemy will spawn, but I guess I can't exactly do that. It doesn't particularly matter. Either way, try to get him into a corner and a dualism moonblade is a great way. Just rip him apart. There we go. Almost dead. And then anyways, just follow along this sort of area and he'll spawn right around here. But either way, right down this edge. I mean, obviously don't. Yeah, okay, perfect. Yeah, I get that exactly right. So we just run on in here. Maybe talk to that little fellow, or not. Just teleport. So now we are in Mohg Palace. And yeah, the gray site's over there. You can hop on torrent. Try not to fall down. So here we go. Okay. Alright, so now that you're here, you're going to want to come over this way. Essentially just kind of diagonal in between. So like kind of like right next to the path. And then you could put a marker here. This is where we're going to end up eventually. But for right now, right there. This area is pretty confusing. No, more like really confusing. No two ways about it. And then sometimes those enemies will grow blood spikes, which makes them deal significantly, or I mean significantly more damage, but just in general really high amounts of damage. And then if you ever see anything in here, try to pick it up. Either way though, just kind of a straight shot. Be very careful here because these enemies can and maybe will one-shot you. But once you've gotten past them, essentially, you're home free. And then right here, you get the map. And then you get another gray site. I recommend you explore this area because you can also grab a certain item. Alright, so from here, the Dynasty Mausoleum entrance site of grace. I mean, just ignore the marker I placed, but you're just going to want to run straight through. If you have your torch, you're going to want it equipped at some point. These enemies, for the most part, they're all docile, but there will occasionally be the odd enemy that will, you know, start making itself bigger and trying to, you know, grab you and whatnot. You just want to jump around that big thing in order to get all the way over here. And then over here, you're going to want to equip your... Oh, that's kind of weird. Why do I have heavy load? Whatever. We're not really going to need to fight anything in here. So through here, I think take a left. Then take a right. You can grab this, I guess. Yeah, Lord's Rune. Perfect. And then you're going to want to end up at this area. And over there is where you want to end up. You can also grab a Glovewort. Goes Glovewort level 9. So right over here, as I said, remember, take that left path and then immediately take a right, take another left, and then you're out here. Now you no longer need the torch. And then right through here is where we can get our next Somber Smithing Stone. If you have souls to lose or runes to lose, I mean, maybe it's not that important for you, because high chance you will die. But I already kind of lost everything, so... Anyways, the next boss is really close. Obviously, you could grab your runes. So it's kind of not all hope is lost. Literally just grab your runes and come on up here for probably the easiest, or one of the easiest bosses in the game. Who's also one of the hardest bosses in the game. You'll see why. So obviously though, every time you do an elevator, just re-trigger it. Keep things simple. And then you're gonna walk through. You know, actually, yeah, just keep things like this. Because then you're going to see the cutscene, summon, heal, target, and then just blast.
I can see it as clear as day.
Perfect. So essentially you don't even really need the mimics here. Just use it as you see fit. And obviously I didn't even upgrade my weapon yet to its maximum. Should be 500,000, 4,200, or 420,000. I mean, now you could just kind of level up as you see fit. What I would recommend is actually, oh wow, yeah, you can level up quite a bit. What I would recommend is level up what? Because we're going to be replacing Marika's the Marika Soreseal with Marika Soreseal to give us 5 intelligence, or 5 of our magic stats instead of 3. And then, honestly, we shouldn't even need the Great Rune of Godric, because we can actually get Radahn's Great Rune, or you can do that when you see fit. Gives you, I think, 15% to Endurance, HP, and FP. Much better than Godric's Rune, at least when you're at this point in the game. So I will level up my Intelligence, I believe, 3 times. And then after that, I'll just put into other stats. 1, 2, 3. And then maybe I could put into Mind or Endurance. You can essentially do what you want with your stats. I guess I'll put more points into Vigor, because Vigor is always a worthwhile investment. Or wait, I'll put 5 in there, and then some more points into Mind. And then obviously, upgrade.
Well, I took you no matter, it's all out your own.
Now then, from there, normally we'll be going to the Ordina Liturgical Town, but before that, we will need to go here in order to grab a special torch, so that we can see the assassins that will be in the Ordina Liturgical Town, which is very annoying to deal with, or rather, which are very annoying to deal with, because they're invisible unless you have the torch from this one specific merchant. If another merchant sells, I mean, let me know in the comments. But this is the easiest one, and obviously you don't particularly need the torch. I mean, obviously you could equip some super strong armor and whatnot, and we could probably survive the attacks with how much HP we have, but I'm not willing to risk, and it's just, you know, invisible enemies are just very annoying to deal with. Of course, these enemies are also very annoying. They just try to follow you. Huh. You know what? Oh shoot, that's why. Whoops. I keep forgetting. There we go. When that happens, you know, just hit him one more time. Just whack him with your stuff, and now we can buy. I think he sells it for like, what, 7,000, so I'll just pop this.
Is somewhat custom. Well.
Oh wow, he also sells rune arcs, so I guess I'll just buy those if nothing else. Yeah, so definitely buy that from him, and as you can see, some other great runes that I acquired from just foraging around. And then maybe if you want to buy anything else from him, apparently perfume bottles are pretty useful. I might as well buy that, whatever. And then I don't even think you need to meet the faith requirement to properly use this. But whatever. Either way, now we can go back to Ordina, the liturgical town. Alright. Then as you can see, there's these assassin fellows. I wonder if I... Okay, yeah, if I get rid of the torch, I can't see them, but, you know, now you can see them. Very, very dangerous fellows. You do not want to mess with them. But we have no choice, because we need to get to the Halig tree. Either way, read this, and then we're gonna show up right here. And now I'm just gonna pop this, because what we're going to do is just keep spamming the spell. And then you also get some nice ghost glove wards, some great runes. And then I'm just gonna mark all these to make it easier for you to see. So yeah, one right here. I mean, essentially it's just straight out. And then the next one, I believe, is straight out from there. Just come right here and try to top off your health as best you can, because the enemies are able to grab you. And then I'm not even sure if this is enough health, but hopefully it is. Either way, you can come on up here. And of course, if you happen to die along the way, it's not the end of the world, because these actually stay lit. So keep that in mind. Whatever though. And right over that way is the next one. So what we want to do is hop on down. So once you get around here, you're safe right over here, but you want to get to the edge, pop that, and then you're going to want to hop off, because you're going to have to kill that one enemy. And then essentially, you're going to want... Ooh. Yeah, I know, these enemies get me kind of stressed. But essentially what you're going to want to do is roll through their attacks. I mean, obviously it gets kind of tricky over on this area before you have to jump. But you should have enough HP. Just roll through their attacks and make sure you have enough damage to just rip them apart with a few swings of a duel's moonblade. And then once you've done this one, essentially you've completed the hardest part. The next flame to light, it's kind of over that way, I'm pretty sure. It's in like the outskirts. So essentially, literally just hop on the outside. And I think there's actually an enemy out here too, so be careful of that though. Essentially, you want to just stay in these outskirts. I mean, yeah, you're kind of closed in, so don't worry about accidentally leaving. Should be good. And then I believe this is the right spot. Climb up some ladders, and then yeah, here you are, all done. There we go. Now I think we get teleported out. Yeah. Now, obviously, you can get rid of that, and then if you feel up to it, just re-equip meteorite staff. Now we get teleported to the good old Halig tree. Now this area is kind of tricky because it's a bit of a platforming area, but essentially, I mean, you can kind of see we just want to go straight to those buildings of sorts. And we have our favorite little minions right here. We're gonna want to hop down. You could just roll. I feel like rolling is your safer option. And then once you get over here, just roll down. And then you could kill the ants or just swerve. Once they lift up their head, essentially you just want to literally run around them. So keep that in mind. With this guy, literally just run straight. Oh, or maybe roll at the end, I guess. And then once you get over here, you're home free. And then you could just roll off. And then we got a neat little grace site right here. So once you're here, Mikola's Halig tree, you just want to essentially go straight. Jump or roll out of that guy's way as you see fit. Right over here, you just want to like kind of aim your way right there, and then make sure you get onto this next platform. Come into this corner, pop this, and then as usual, you don't have to do the whole pop the extra intelligence and use the carry legal scepter. You could just use the meteorite staff. Either way though, don't worry, we'll actually be getting the Marika Soreseal to give us some extra intelligence very soon, so don't worry about that. Essentially we just fight one boss and then we can grab it, so keep that in mind. And as you see, that's a decent chunk of HP that we just lost, so you want to heal that up and then just run through. These enemies don't really bother you, so don't worry about that. When he does that, you could get out of his way. And I mean, you could try to fight these enemies. Right here, you want to make sure you jump. Make sure you jump, because if you if you just roll off or just jump off lightly, you will probably fall through here and die. So make sure you do a run and you jump at the last second. Either way, we're almost at the boss now. I believe we go this way. Yeah, so you just want to get over here, hop over. You may encounter some pretty difficult enemies right through here, so be wary of that. Maybe kill this guy. Okay, you know what? Oh wow, okay. I did not expect that. Right here is something to be wary of, because there's a mage. But what you want to do is just come straight over here. Try and avoid any of his attacks. Once you're in here, Well, I activated I activated the elevator. That's what matters. All right, so from Haligtree, originally we would go through there, but we've unlocked the elevator, so we're just gonna run straight over this way. And yeah, I died against the boss when I tried. Okay, and as usual, when we send it down, we want to send it back up so that in case we die, like I did, we're able to just get out the way. So either way, make sure you have your meteorite staff equipped for when we summon the Mimic Tier, because he doesn't have a flask. So, you want to be accommodating for him. Heal up, and then you can equip. You want to always start out the fight with a Duelist Moonblade. If you can, so that we can debuff him. When he does that, just like with Radon, honestly, just dodge straight out the way. You could dodge towards if you're really interested. Alright, perfect. And once you've actually gotten a Duelist Moonblade to work, you can feel free to use Rock Sling so that you can just knock down the boss. Should go down pretty easily. And essentially, once you've managed to knock it down, it's all dead. Alright, and now we get Loretta's Mastery, which is a much better great bow. And we get, what, 200,000 runes? So now we're finally climbing up in the world in terms of runes. Obviously, use the runes for whatever you want, but at this point we kind of don't have much use for runes. You could invest more into intelligence, but I'm just gonna keep at the minimums I need. For now, I guess I will increase my mind a bit. Obviously, as you're leveling up your tiers, you want to make sure that you have enough mind. Essentially just to, essentially HP and mind, to make sure you can fully restore them with your tiers in order to make best use of them. So, Cerulean tiers and Crimson tiers. At this point in the game, I'm pretty sure you should be able to max them out. I think they max out at +8. I'm only at +3 just because I'm too lazy. Because you essentially gotta go a decent chunk over the map, different places. It's not all straightforward. But definitely check out some other video on how to do that. And I think there was a treasure chest up here. I don't remember what's in here, but it doesn't really matter. Oh, we have no use for that. I mean, you may have a use for it if you decide to swap out your build for something, but I got no reason to use that. Either way, just get up, down the elevator, and then we're good to go, essentially. Now, you could send that back up, but you don't really need to. There's just what, 2 enemies, 1 enemy? And there's the gray site right through there, but I'm just gonna kill the enemy, because pretty difficult fellow. Oh, maybe catch Comet is there before you decide to attack him. And he's done. Yeah, and you get quite a bit of runes from these fellows. Alright, so now that we're here in the prey room, we'll just run straight out. This is a pretty winding area, so definitely explore it, but as for me, I'm just gonna hop off to the right, straight down. You could try to kill them, but they're pretty resistant to magic for whatever reason, so I don't even try fighting them. Over here, you could just roll on. And then there's there's that guy. You want to be very careful of him. Try to line up with that extra ledge right there. And then, I mean, you know, he essentially just goes all the way to the edge. Or like all the way at the end over there, so you could follow him and then eventually just blast him. You get quite a bit of runes from that. And then you can also pick up a neat little item over here. That'll help you upgrade Lusat's staff. And then just hop off. Right here. Then right here. And then be very careful once you get down there though. Because it's going to summon revenants. Right there. Marika Soreseal. So now that we have to deal with this fellow, I mean, you know, maybe it's not even a good idea to try fighting him, but whatever. I'm gonna do it so you don't have to. So, I mean, as you can see, he does significant amount of damage, making him not worth it. Oh, and we have plenty of Ghost Glove Ward 9. So, okay, yeah, definitely he's not worth it. I can say that definitively. Either way, I really hope a second one doesn't show up. But just run. Like, that's honestly the simplest strategy once you get over here. Just run. Don't even try to fight him. Hopefully you're able to outrun him. Otherwise, of course, you can summon Mimic Tier, or you could summon even the skeletons, if you're interested. Then, I mean, once you get over here, I would recommend summoning the Mimic Tier. And then, honestly, just try to kill that enemy, if you can. When he does that, it means he's gonna teleport. But just bolt, just leave your Mimic Tier. It's not worth fighting those guys. The next ladder, yeah, I think this is a ladder. Just run, just bolt, just bolt it straight up. Straight up. And now you just want to run straight through. And then you just want to activate the gray site in here as fast as you can. It's fine if this fellow kills you, because we don't care about that, we just want to progress. Also, while we're at this gray site, I would recommend remixing your flask, because we no longer need the extra 10 intelligence. Just equip Magic Shrouding Crystal Tier for that added damage, because essentially that's all we need. Let's see, hopefully this is enough range for the spell to actually hit. So essentially right outside the gate, and then blast. Yep, right outside the gate and then blast. Maybe a little further out, but like from this corner, you just want to be like right here. We'll get a Lord's Rune. Make sure you got plenty of distance, because if you're too close, he will hit you, and that may one-shot you. So keep that in mind. If you can level up, feel free to do so, or you could buy something, maybe. And then... essentially, I mean, you could see what's over here. No, you can't even progress there. Either way, we'll just be climbing these tree roots. You could, I guess, explore whatever's over there as well. But what we want to do, just follow the tree root. And so, you know, I guess it's a beautiful spot. It would be more beautiful if there wasn't all the rot. So even without the rot, there's some certain enemies that are gonna try to mess with you. I'm not sure if rolling is faster. But whatever. This rot is a lot easier to deal with, I'm pretty sure, than the Lake of Rot. Either way though, obviously, like I said, you don't really need to fight anything. This part's also kind of annoying, just having to platform. So I mean, if you can, I would have actually recommended going all in terms of your healing. But that's not too important for me. Or obviously, if you have something that can cure Scarlet Rot, that's also great. But now we have this grace site. Essentially just go for that ladder and then follow the way down. And then now I'll just reallocate. Obviously though, you could also go hunting for more golden seeds in order to get the full amount of flasks. So you upgrade your flasks in terms of their healing capabilities, as well as you can get like, what, 2 more flasks, I think? I believe 2 more. So essentially just follow this tree. You just want to roll over this way. Roll on here. And then essentially the boss, Malenia, if you don't know who that is, very dangerous boss, but also very renowned and whatnot. Either way, we're very close to her, but you're going to want to first come over here, and then there's a really nice talisman you can grab by coming over here, so you want to kind of line this up. And then just take a short step, and then you could try and kill those fellows. That's what I'd recommend. Just pop Terra Magica, and then, you know, I'd recommend Comet. Oh, okay, so just 1 Comet is good enough. Oh, okay, so this is, I guess, a more dangerous one. Of course, I would highly recommend killing all of these before they end up causing you too much trouble. But, I mean, once you're no longer really able to hit them, Once you get down, just use good old blade. Great shield, dragon talisman. In my opinion, one of the greatest talismans in the game. Just period. Significantly reduces physical damage, or rather, significantly boosts physical damage negation. He's dead, okay. Then essentially we just want to run straight through that way. So just keep on rolling your way through, and hopefully you'll survive. Otherwise, of course, you could just kill everything in there just by sniping them off. And then we have our next gray site, and right down these stairs that you see before us is the legendary boss Malenia. Very difficult lady. Alright, so now that you're in the Hellig Tree roots, you can find us right here on the map. You're able to fight Malenia right down these stairs, but she's a very difficult boss, and best left for the post-end game. Or post-game, rather, so keep that in mind. She's easy enough to stagger, so use Gavel of Hyma, Adula's Moonblade, and then Common Azure. Once she hits her second phase, you'll know it when you see it. But for now, see ya. In the next video, I'll probably take on the good old Fire Giant, and then maybe finally get rid of Estelle in the Yellow Annex Tunnel. See ya.